Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This on the Shaft 2019 film where it just sucked my shaft, sucked all the chrome off it, the cream off it, and the crop of it. What crop? The cream of the crop, that's what this movie ain't. If you like the film, to each their own. I thought this movie sucked dick as well as Shaft. Balls to the side like mashed potatoes. Samuel Jackson has a bit of charm in it. I'll give you that. It was cool to see Richard Roundtree again. I'll give you that. But only that. This was an ill-conceived movie, an ill-conceived reboot sequel, and a bunch of people said it best. This seems like the pilot of a TV show that no one cared to see. Much like that Beverly Hills Cop show. For those who don't know, there was a Beverly Hills Cop show where it was going to be Axel Foley's son as the star, and once in a while Axel Foley, Eddie Murphy will pop up. That's what, this almost feels like. Granted, Sam Jackson's in more than just a pop-up, but Richard Roundtree, he just pops up at the end. Now, I haven't seen the original Shaft films in a while, actually. But I do remember them being serious movies. There's Shaft, Shaft's Big Score, Shaft in Africa. The 2000 Shaft I remember being okay. But definitely remember liking it more than this. See, this movie, the plot is Sam Jackson in the 80s. He is with this lady, and they had a baby. They get shot at. The mom takes the baby away take you away from danger of being around Shaft. You see the passage of time, all these pictures, images, music. From time to time, the kid would get these are the jokes. You would get gifts like one birthday or Christmas, he gets a bunch of condoms. Another, he gets some porn magazines. Very broad comedy, which I should expect from Tim fucking Story, who doesn't know how to tell a story even though that's part of his fucking name. This is the guy who did Ride Along and Ride Along 2. That's the guy you get to direct a new Shaft film. There's one film I don't mind the guy doing, and that was the very first Fantastic Four, which I know a lot of people didn't like. I don't mind the first Fantastic Four, but that's the only Tim Story film I gave a shit about. Barbershop I didn't see, I'll be honest. But Ride Along 2, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Shithead, and then this movie, Shaft, aka Dick, because you feel like a dick after watching the fucking film. So it's many years later, the kid is a millennial, he's an FBI, but he deals a lot on the computer, he's a bit of a geek, and he doesn't like guns. He's a wet blanket, complaining all the time on anything Sam Jackson says. He's a wet fucking blanket. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do that. In this movie, the three fundamental problems for me in this movie: Tim Story, Jessie T, Usher, and the tone. What do I mean by that? Like I said, Tim Story, I don't know why the hell you get the director of Ride Along 1 and 2. Oh, I know why. Because Ride Along 1 and 2 made over $100 million each. That's why they got Tim Story. It's not because, in my opinion, they're good movies. I hate that I have to say, in my opinion, because you would think if I'm doing a video, of course the entire video would be my opinion. But you have to say that because people are like, you're saying it as if it's fact. No, I'm saying it's my opinion. I don't want to say it's my opinion 50 fucking times throughout a fucking video. But no one's asked me about that. It's just in general that's what it seems like. No one's complaining to me about it, but it's just something I had to bring up. But Tim Story, he's not much of a storyteller. He's not much of an action director. The action scenes are not much. I've seen better work on TV shows. Like see it, or at least the same amount of effort on TV shows like CSI Miami. Now, I CSI Miami more than this. Just Tim Story, they feel more like Rilo 1 and 2 than fucking Shaft. Uninspired direction. Just Tim Story's not much of a director. Jessie T. Usher. First, you have him play Will Smith's son in Independence Day Resurgence. Then you have him play Samuel L. Jackson's son in this movie. And I'm like, what's next? Are you going to have him play Jamie Foxx's son in Collateral 2? Or Miami Vice 2? Or Ray Part 2? No, I mean, what's next? Is it going to be Lawrence Fishburne's son? If they do a Matrix 4, he'll be the son of Lawrence Fishburne. I mean, I don't think he's much of an actor. If he is a good actor, maybe he's just had 2 really crappy screenplays in Independence Day Resurgence in this movie. But whether it's the screenplay or whether it's the actor himself, I don't care for either one. Jessie T. Usher did nothing to impress me, did nothing to make me go, yeah, he's going to be the new Shaft. I don't know why. I don't. I really don't understand it. Jessie T. Usher did nothing for me. I didn't see... I mean, the Terror's supposed to be a geek, and then I guess kind of be a badass at the end, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it for $1. I don't buy it for a penny. And the third one is the tone. The other Shaft films I remember being serious endeavors, serious films, or gritty, or straightforward, or either action or crime thrillers. Why did this need to be a comedy? It's like Predator. We're going to turn it into a comedy, and you get The Predator, although this movie's nowhere near as bad as The Predator. Nowhere near as bad, but it just... Did I really want to see a comedy version of Shaft? Not really. Even Sam Jackson, yeah, there's some moments he did, his charming self comes out. But then I'm like, I'd rather just go watch The Hitman's Bodyguard again. Or Snakes on a Plane again. Or various other where Sam Jackson plays Sam Jackson. And that's the thing, like, Sam Jackson doesn't feel like Shaft from 2000. Which I'm like, so wait a minute. They even show in the timeline, when Shaft in 2000 happened, he was a deadbeat dad. That character didn't seem like that type of character in the 2000 Shaft. Well, they say deadbeat dad, but you could say, well, he was keeping his son safe, but yet sending his son stupid shit. Like, for this, the Shaft character seemed like a smart guy who was cool and old school, but not a dumbass. Not goofy. This Sam Jackson, I'm like, is this even the same character? You might as well call it Shaft in name only, because he seems more goofy, he seems more silly, it's R-rated. And he's saying the motherfucker, fuck the motherfucker, which I'm fine with cursing, I have no problem. I have no problem. Critics bitch about the un-PC stuff. That doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't. I'm fine with that. It's just, the character of Shaft doesn't seem like the character of Shaft. It seems like he gives old school a bad name, because if you talk about how you love old school stuff, and then you look at this Shaft, I'm like, he's not cool. He's just out of touch and stupid. With the moments of cool is like maybe during a little action scene, like in the finale when him, Richard Roundtree, and the young Shaft are shooting bad guys after they crash through the window. Oh, but Jessie T. Usher doesn't crash all the way through. He bounces off it. That scene, that's the finale of the movie. And even Sam Jackson couldn't save it for me. Because I could watch him play with Ryan Reynolds in Hitman's Bodyguard, which I thought was a much better movie. Or Snakes on a Plane, or, again, the many times Sam Jackson has played Sam Jackson. I mean, why not do, if you're going to do another Shaft film, why not have it be Sam Jackson playing the Shaft that he was playing in 2000, be a serious movie, because Sam is an actor. It's not just him playing himself all the time. He can be an actor. And he's living in a world that's outgrowing him, which this movie's like trying to attempt that, but it doesn't really go that far. But, he's still maintaining, even though it's a world that's outgrowing him. And you could have it play off him and Richard Roundtree. Richard Roundtree was in a teeny bit of the 2000 shot, but you do have more of that. And have it more of a serious action film. Not a comedy in the vein of Ride Along. Maybe not as goofy, because it's not Kevin Hart mugging every 5 minutes at the camera, but it has more of a ride-along feel than Shaft. And again, I know a bunch of people said this. I've repeated myself. This did seem like a pilot of a TV show that no one cared to see. If you like the film, that's cool. It wasn't for me. Is it the worst film I've seen all year? No. I mean, a bit of Sam Jackson's charm. I mean, I'd rather watch this than Captain Marvel, which had Sam Jackson in it. I didn't see Spider-Man Far From Home. I'll wait till VOD for that. I just have no interest. But I'm watching. The story's not interesting. The story doesn't pull you in. The story just goes along. You don't care. They go from point A to point B to point Z. The setup is our lead's best friend is killed. They think it's a drug overdose. They find out it's not a drug overdose. So he needs to find help. So he looks up his dad, and the both of them go on this journey to X, Y, and Z places. That's pretty much it. Again, it's fully R with the language, which is kind of nice to hear in this PC pussified age. And I don't think Sam Jackson does a bad acting job in it. It's just, he could have played anyone and not be called Shaft. You know what I mean? Just didn't seem like Shaft. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just was not a fan of this film for the reasons I mentioned. Jessie T. Usher, he did not do anything for me. They got the wrong director, Tim Story, to do this. It's no wonder this film fucking bombed, and bombed badly at the box office. Maybe no one was asking for another Shaft film, or not the story of, oh, here's his son. And that's another weird thing, is they retcon some of the other movies, because Richard Roundtree was Sam Jackson's uncle. But I guess they changed it because in the dialogue here, now Richard Roundtree is Sam Jackson's dad. And it's like, how are you guys together? Oh, a lot better once he stopped making me call him uncle. So I guess the only reason Richard Roundtree was an uncle in the 2000 Shaft is because he made Sam Jackson call him that, which just makes Richard Roundtree Shaft look like an asshole too. And it's like, the writer's going, well, we want to have this symmetry of father-son, father-son, so we can't have Richard Roundtree be the uncle, so let's just do it that way. It's like, okay, whatever. Change the past to fit our bullshit present. But anyway, I had a post on Facebook. A couple of people actually liked this film. And that's cool, teach their own. It's just not my cup of tea. Just not for me. So, Tim Story, he should stop directing movies because he doesn't know how to tell a story. Sam Jackson, get better roles, man. Please. Or hell, if you want to do a sequel, do him as Bodyguard 2, I'd rather see than this. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you in the next one. Later.